together this evening. We are mindful of the gravity of the responsibilities that rest upon this city and this city council. We are also mindful of those who come here wishing to interact and work with this city in terms of its progress and its future and its current needs. We ask thy blessing upon us in all that we do, that we may do it appropriately, conscientiously, and in a way that is in the best interest of all who are involved, that we may come together. And we ask thee to watch over all that we do in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Please rise and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Katie. That was a good opening ceremony. So comments and reports. So public comments. Is there anyone in the public that would like to come up and give us 2 minutes worth of their thoughts? Come on up. State your name.
Marion Crawford, Farr country place. I don't think there should be any more building in the south part of Far West City, either commercial or residential. I just think too much confusion.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Thank you for your comment.
All right.
Anyone else? Okay, report from Planning Commission. Lyle?
Okay, due to the lack of agenda items, we did not have a planning commission meeting last week. And so just to let you know what we're currently working on, we're working on the general plan. And we don't have a permanent timeline for that yet, but it's in the works. So
Okay.
now we don't have anything to do, so I'm just kidding.
That'll be our next line, so don't.
I know.
Is that the end of your report?
That's the end of my report, I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you, Lyle. Now on to consent items, assignments and directions for the Planning Commission. Does anybody have some new assignments for the Planning Commission?
No, but know that after the conference we've just recently had, we'll be coming up with some things for you to do.
Oh, I'm sure. Not that we don't have anything to do now, so we're kind of bored.
Yeah, well, and actually, I've got one that we've talked about a little bit for you. It's been a long time since we've reviewed and updated our annexation plan. So we need to review and update it because, you know, in the annexation plan, it identifies areas that can be annexed. Well, some of them have been annexed either by us or another city. So we at least need to become current because it's probably been 15 years or so.
The annexation plan.
The annexation plan.
Okay, I will add that to our list.
It was long enough ago that Jimmy was
Oh,
signed up.
really? It's been a few days then.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'll get on it.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, next item, consider approval of minutes dated September 18th, 2025.
So moved.
Seconded.
Katie and Boyd, our motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, consider approval of bills dated September 30th, 2025.
Motion that we pay the bills dated September 30, 2025.
Second.
Okay, Bob and Dave, our motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay, we paid the bills. On to business items. First one ought to be easy. Set a public hearing for October 16th, 2025 at 6:30 PM to consider the request to vacate a public utility easement for Michael Craig at 2941 West, 3500 North. Do we have anybody here representing them? Not that we need to. Yeah. Yeah, you can come up and at least, in case they have a question as to why you're requesting this. So,
Craig, I'll know the stated address.
okay,
Any questions?
I'm guessing you're putting in a shed?
Putting in a shed in the backyard.
Okay.
Got me a new car, old new car.
A new car?
And I need a place to store it that doesn't go in my garage so I can work on it in my garage, so.
Okay.
And I have a 10-foot public easement on the south of my property. My house faces north, 10-foot public property in the back, and I want to build 5 foot from the back property line.
Okay, So we're just setting the public hearing tonight, not taking any action, you know
Yep.
this, so.
Yeah, I do.
You have any questions for the applicant?
Just so you know, we just updated our setback, our height, building height requirements. And so just double check those. I don't want you to
Okay.
design something and.
Probably
then-
to your advantage.
Well, it actually
Yeah.
gives you a little more room for a garage door that'll work.
Okay. That'd be very nice.
I have one quick question.
Yes, yes, sir.
You said an old new car?
Yes.
What is it?
A
please?
1969 Mustang Fastback.
Outstanding.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
I had a 69 Mustang.
And you'll have to bring it to the parade. So sorry, that's.
And give me a couple
contingency.
years. Let me get it fixed and then I'll bring it to parade.
Okay.
I'll make a motion. We set a public hearing for October 16th, 2025 to consider a request to vacate the utility easement.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, Katie and Tim, are motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, public hearings set. We'll get that advertised and all your neighbors are gonna know about it.
Great, thank you.
So, thank you. Okay, next on the agenda is consideration of Econo-Waste request for annual increase according to the Consumer Price Index and fuel charge. Anyone have questions, comments, motions?
I have just a couple small comments. They're citing the CPI for annual for the United States, not just for this region, because there isn't one for Utah. It's a little bit high. I don't think it's significantly high. It's only pennies, but
Mhm.
it just, their data doesn't match what I saw on the internet, which I'm gonna have faith in because it was from a federal source.
Right.
I would have liked to have asked the question, what source did they get theirs from?
Okay,
I saw 3.5% on the IRS website.
And how much of an increase are they asking for?
3.5.
3.5?
I saw 3.2 or less, depending on what you looked at. So,
Which would be a matter of cents, right?
yeah, that's why I just wanted to find out where they looked, so we can all be looking at the
So
same
what does
place.
this do to the average monthly fee?
I think we've already increased the fee.
How much? 17 cents a month.
Yeah.
More tax.
Oh, it's a fee.
It's a fee.
Motions.
I'll make a motion to approve the annual increase for Econo-Waste.
Okay,
I'll second.
Katie and Tim are motion and second. We'll do this roll call because it has to do with money. Bob?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Boyd?
Aye.
Katie?
Aye.
Tim?
Aye.
Okay. Very good. Unanimous. Next on the agenda, consideration of ordinance number 25-09, creating a transportation utility fee, implementing the transportation fees and establishing a transportation utility fund. I've got an old copy of the thing. I think we updated the agenda to not say special revenue fee. Sorry, I printed off one that was before we corrected it. Do you have any questions? I'm sure Liam can answer them. Or Cody. Is Cody here? Oh, there he is. He snuck in. Do you have any questions of either person on this transportation utility fee?
Nope, just thanks to all your work in making this happen.
Yeah, I think it falls right in line with what we've been talking about over. this
Yeah,
time.
and to answer any questions about so when folks want to request a reduction or whatever, Liam recommended that it goes through our normal appeal process. So that's through that body and not us.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, if there's no questions, I'll take motions.
I'll motion that we approve the ordinance number 2025-09, creating a transportation utility fee.
Second.
Okay, we have Bob and Tim on this. We'll do this roll call. We'll start with Tim,
Aye.
Katie,
Aye.
Boyd,
Aye.
David,
Aye.
and Bob.
Aye.
Okay, very good. Moving on. Well, that went fast. We're now at report on assignments. Bob, would you like to start?
We had the opportunity to attend the local fire department open house. It was a very well-attended event by people from the region, not just from Far West. There were people up from Sandy and beyond, which was impressive. They saw it and they came.
I know the road was crowded.
Yeah, it was
It was.
parking all
It
the way
was
to
very,
Sandy.
it was very, very well attended. The kids had a great time. The adults asked a lot of questions, mingled and talked to a lot of people about relevancy, and some people even received some CPR training, which was very nice. I don't know if they got a full cert, but they got some training by vested people. We, Far West, were able to put up a table for cert, and we had 18 people sign our form asking for more information. 3 of those people were from Pleasant View, the rest of them were from Far West, so we were intrigued that people had an interest. Took a lot of literature. We sat right next to Lisa Schwartz from the county and shared ideals because it was basically the same thing. And it was a very well-attended and good production for our communities. So that was good. We had a CERT meeting a week ago, and it was just focusing on what we need to be focusing on, our values, some of the goals. So we're kind of re-baselining because we drifted away over the summer. And we're getting back in since people are starting to attend again. I think we're heading in the right direction. We'll see what people need, see what the community brings back to us, and take that into consideration as well. I received a request from Lisa Schwartz about the FEMA pre-mitigation plan. She didn't have ours from Far West that she could find readily available, and she said, "You're going to miss your opportunity." I went back and found it, saw where we sent it back in July. So we met our deadline, our goal. I'm resubmitting it to her with a couple upgrades, a couple new interest items. But we did meet our requirement. She just, in their personnel transition and turnover, it got dropped, along with about 9 other local cities. So we're back on track, and that is all I have.
Okay,
I have a question if I can.
yes.
As one of the breakout sessions that I attended was one that involved the fire in North Ogden. And communication was a very, very big factor on that. And they talked about all of the breakdowns of the cell system and computers and internet and that kind of thing. And they said the one thing that didn't break down was ham radios. And I wonder if where we are with that, if you need some additional help or interest, or is there something we can do to help get a better ham radio network going around in our city?
Very grateful that you asked that, because that is something that we talked about during the CERT meeting. Every Tuesday at noon, well, 10:30 is when they show up, but at noon is when they conduct the training. There's a ham radio training session every week that Jerry puts on. Every Friday, the Ham Radio Club meets in the old city hall, and they just talk about current policies, get people up to speed, and talk about technical issues. So we have 2 opportunities each week within our city to get people involved. The question came up during the fire department open house. How do I go? What do I do? And we verbally gave some people some guidance, and those that signed up we will follow up with them on those specifics, how they get the license for GMRS or for ham.
So I have one more comment to make on that. Is there a chance we can get the youth city council involved in that and get some youth in it?
Absolutely.
I would recommend that then to our youth city council.
I was looking to sign up for David.
Absolutely. Yeah, we asked if the youth city council wanted to get involved with CERT, and during the school year, it's kind of difficult.
I'm thinking
Understand
more
that.
around the radio part, but that's a technical thing and young.
Radio
kids
part
might-
is a little extra personal dedication. It'll take you about 3 weeks if you really want to fast track to get your ham license. It takes you about an hour and a half to get your GMRS license.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, is that it, Bob? Okay, David, what you got?
Well, not a lot, because I wasn't here for the last meeting, and so I haven't been engaged very much. However, speaking of Youth City Council, I'm going to call on Jason for just a minute. Would you come up and tell them about the meeting that you did have with them while I was gone? Give them a little report on where we are and what's going on?
Yes, we had some of the kids, we're having a really hard time getting everybody together. The group's gotten wider and extracurriculars and whatnot are causing conflicts. We did get some of the group together. And we talked about mostly the trunk or treat and having them help be involved in each kid and a few of the adults there got different assignments to help prepare for the trunk or treat. That was the main thing that came from that.
Okay. I was gone while that took place, but I appreciate your doing that and keeping them together. Have you scheduled a follow-up meeting with them?
We have not scheduled a follow-up yet.
I know I probably need to talk about that.
Yeah, we probably need to sit down with just a couple, like at least the mayor and a few others, figure out when we can get most people involved.
Okay.
Because it seems like we've got enough conflicts. We're not likely to get everybody there.
These kids are running in 30 different directions at once. They are busy. All right. Anything else you need us to know about that group right now?
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay.
If I change my mind, I'll let you know.
Thanks. Okay. Appreciate your help with that.
Disc golf course should be operational by the time the trunk or treat is, and would like to do kind of like a opening of the disc golf course here with the trunk or treat, if that's possible.
I don't have a problem with it. How do you want to go about that?
Maybe before we let everybody loose, we can do just a fun little like ribbon cutting or something to.
Whatever you like to do.
What day is the trunk or treat?
Come back up, Jason.
One other thing, I did have more. So the other thing we talked about doing different this time was inviting food trucks. And so we've already got 2 food trucks that have committed to come. One's a taco truck, the other one's, I gotta look at my notes, but we've got 2. So I gotta let them know if we're gonna do a ribbon cutting, we could have them there early enough for that. I'd imagine we want to do that before the trunk
Yeah.
or treat.
This is on Monday, the 27th, correct? Okay.
And we can kind of work through something. I mean, it doesn't have to be a big thing. I just wanted to kind of introduce it to the public.
I got a pair of scissors.
Beyond the ribbon cutting and the awesome new attraction, we'll have, food, so.
Love it.
Would it really be fun is if we could find a lot of those little mini Frisbees, give them out for trunk or treat and see if they can throw them in the baskets. They'd be throwing
Like pumpkins. Okay, let's not get. carried away.
pumpkin, no, not quite. Not quite like pumpkins.
What else you got?
That's all I got.
That's it.
That's it for now.
Are we giving away Otter Pops at trunk or treat?
We have a couple. Okay, Boyd, what have you got for us?
Just, Bob kind of stole my thunder, but they had the open house on Tuesday night. It was it was a great event. It's always a great event. I was a little worried with all the rain in the morning, but it was sunny and beautiful by the evening, and a lot of people were showing up. So it's a good event.
Cool.
Other than that, I've been disconnected, so I will connect back up. So.
Okay.
You and I need to both get plugged back in, don't we?
Okay, thank you, Boyd. Katie.
Okay, I worked with Matt Robertson to get several letters of intent submitted to Wasatch Front Regional Council for funding for some projects here in the city. Of those was the second phase of 3300 North. That was our only big street project that we submitted on. We also submitted for funding for a pedestrian path on the east side of 2000 to extend that sidewalk and install a mid-block crossing along 2000 there with the flashing beacons. We also submitted to do some crossing improvements at 2700 North. That would be a kind of realigning the lanes over the canal there, adding a dedicated bike lane, widening the sidewalk, and moving the crossing that we have further to the east and creating a barrier protected center median that would make crossing there a lot safer and kind of push the main crossing for kids down closer to the school instead of at the intersection there.
That consolidate the 2 crossings?
I think that's the intent. And then we also, so those are through their land transportation program, funding programs. But those are on a 3-year cycle. So if we were awarded them, we wouldn't get the funding for 3 years. And then I also submitted for the land use connection funding to do a comprehensive general plan update to take the good work that the Planning Commission has done and get some good data to go along with it and some analysis to accompany that. So those are in. I think that the applications, they'll let us know if we can move forward with an application, and those are due in December. And then we met as a Parks Committee, and the fishing club is wrapped up for another successful year. And thanks to Lyle and all his wonderful volunteers for continuing that. And it's such a fun program. And every year is like, there can't be any more kids out there that don't know how to fish. But we keep finding them, and we'll keep doing
Well, they
it.
keep growing up. So the next group comes along and they turn.
So we're really grateful for that. And then I mentioned the disc golf course that's going to be out here. We've sent notices to all the neighbors and the residents that live along it, letting them know that we're going to be installing it, and they may hear some discs hitting nets in their backyard, but it'll be a good addition to and use for this green space out here. We've made some adjustments to the course to make sure that people are either throwing away from houses or the baskets are far enough removed from the fence that we don't run into any stray frisbees and people entering people's backyards. So
Do golf things go into backyards?
never.
Please do.
So we want to do a grand opening of that during the trunk or treat, which we talked about. And then Lyle and I will be working on funding through the Land Water Conservation Fund for the Meadows Park to get additional funding to do the first phase of that. And so that's where we're at.
Okay. Did you receive my notice of training for ramp?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
When
well,
was that?
I emailed, I just got it today, so I
Oh,
forwarded
okay.
it.
Yes, then we'll go to ramp training.
Because we have to go to ramp training in order to get ramp funding.
Mhm.
So, even though we already know what they're gonna tell us.
Now we'll go.
Unless they change the rules, which they do sometimes. Okay, is that it?
Yep.
Okay, Tim.
Okay, I don't have a great deal other than I'll have some things to share with the Planning Commission regarding some resources and assets as they are wrapping up their review of the general plan. And so I'll get those to you and to Geneva. Attended the Utah League of Cities and Towns Conference yesterday and today, along with the mayor and Jason. There was a lot of good information that was shared there. I didn't have time to coordinate any of that, but next meeting, I'll probably have quite a bit more to share. And that's all I have for now.
Okay, thank you, Tim. Okay, that segues right into my assignments. So one of the things I went to last week, it was the Sheriff's Law Enforcement Fund meeting. This was a meeting with all of the cities of Weber County, contract and non-contract. They didn't get into any specific numbers, but it kind of felt to me like they're kind of setting it up for increases in costs. Surprise. That's what it felt like, because they were, because they also were explaining to the non-contract cities that, because they also have costs, because they help support them as well. The ones that have their own police force also still need to have backup from the sheriff's department. So that was a good meeting, but not a lot of content, more of a discussion. Bona Vista. So there's a development called, or a Quick Trip. I guess it's kind of a gas station that is being proposed north of Smith and Edwards. There's not a lot of room there, but they got annexed into Bona Vista's water district because they're going to need water and they weren't in the district. So they were annexed into the district. So that's step one for them. They did discuss the shop well. I think I talked about this before. They're still testing the water to see if it's treatable. They drilled a nice big deep well, but they're still trying to find water that they can actually use. They're hoping that it is treatable because otherwise they're just gonna have to find somewhere else to drill. And maybe they'll find the same bad water because, it's all connected. The hot springs tank, it's up on the hill up by Rocky Point. Construction is going well, except for some recent vandalism. So somebody's gone up there and started messing with some stuff. It's a 1,000,000-gallon tank that will provide lots of water, but of course, it doesn't help when people are up there messing with it while it's under construction. So we're looking into what we need to do there. As Tim alluded to, and Jason as well, we went to the League of Cities and Towns Convention yesterday and today, and we're all gonna report on that next meeting. We're not gonna do it today, including the LPC housing in the next meeting, and WACOG isn't until Monday. So that's the end of my assignments. Any
Just
questions?
make one comment. QT isn't well known here, but it is back east. I saw QT gas stations all over the place. They're the Maverick of the eastern states. And so it's just QT for Quick Trip.
So, Quick
A
Trip.
big red and white sign, and they're awesome. They're a good company. So if they're coming up here, that's a bonus. That's a win.
You know where I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
On the north side of Smith
Yep.
and Edwards, on the
But
north of.
QT is a good deal.
Anyway, we're going down that route and we'll see how it goes. They'll at least get water.
So gas.
Okay, the next thing, that was all of our assignments. The next thing on the agenda is adjourning the city council meeting and entering into a community reinvestment agency meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Boyd and Dave are motion second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Okay, we are now in the community reinvestment agency meeting. If anybody doesn't want to stick around, you're more than welcome to leave. Otherwise, we're going to continue on. I'll give you a couple of minutes.
Well, see you guys.
Yeah,
It's not
want to get
closed.
to that. We got something before you. I just want to, if anybody doesn't want to be here, giving them an opportunity to go to,
It's gonna be potentially a closed meeting.
Not closed yet.
yeah, it's not closed yet. So the first thing we're doing is considering approval of minutes dated September 18th.
Can't say anything to that. I wasn't here.
I move we approve the minutes for September 18th for CRA.
Okay,
I'll second the motion.
Tim and Bob are motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, this other thing, they gave me this other paper I gotta fill out now. So the next item is to consider entering into a closed session to discuss the Far West Landing participation agreement.
I make a movement, we enter into a closed session.
Oh, wait, do you want to let them have some things to say before we do?
Oh, yes, before, I was reading right down the thing and before we kick you out.
I was gonna say they've come a long way to say something.
Okay,
There's the door, Drew.
come on up and introduce